Well, this is one of the nicest Saturdays we've had since December. We had a few nice days, but I had some family obligations, and then my day job always gets in the way. But I managed to get a little bit of work done today on the white. Let's go take a look. I was able today to get the PTO housing on. Now it has 4 large bolts that are chamfered on the where they center on the PTO housing, and then the rest are 1/2-inch bolts. Big ones are torqued. I torqued them to 145. I believe it's between 135 and 150. We had this off last spring. This is the valve that controls the PTO clutches. Clutches are in here. They're locked by hydraulic pressure. And this valve has 3 positions. There's a brake position and a neutral and an on position. There is a shaft that runs down through here, and there's 2 springs, and then there's a snap ring at the top, in between the springs, and at the bottom of the springs. And these snap rings and springs provide a detent. What happened was the middle snap ring snapped or became weak and came out of the groove in the shaft, and then the detent wasn't working properly, and we weren't getting proper pressure to the clutch pack, and burned them out pretty quick. And there's a shaft that runs through here back to the gear reduction. That shaft, the bearings on that shaft were the bearings that we originally took out when we first got the tractor. The first hour we were using it, we burned out those bearings. The race of the bearing had spun on the shaft again, so it was a good thing last year I took it apart. I made a sleeve and pressed on the shaft, and then pressed the bearing over the sleeve, so that, and locked it all down with the green Loctite, and that should take care of it. There was an improvement in these lines of tractors. They went with in order to prevent flexing of this main frame, they went with thinner gaskets. They found out the thicker gaskets were not maintaining their torque. These 4 bolts are very critical that they be properly torqued, and they hold their torque to help keep the main frame from flexing. But they went with a thinner gasket here for the PTO housing, and then they went with a thinner gasket for the hydraulic covering. That's this gasket. Now I measured it, and it is 15 thousandths of an inch thick, and it's the N8029 interface performance material is the material that Alco is making these gaskets out of. So I know there's been a few comments made on the internet about making your own gaskets, but for this application I didn't want to do that, just due to the improvement that white did to prevent flexing of the main frame. Well, this is just going to be a short little video. Got the PTO housing on. The next time I'm going to put the rest of the PTO guard on and the rest of the drawbar. And get the drawbar on, and then I'm going to tear apart the hydraulic housing, put some new gaskets in it and a couple new O-rings. And I'm going to adjust the draft control. That was really, whoever just had the bolt so tight that barely moved, and it had broken the control cable. So I'm going to go through all that. And this is the input shaft from the draft sensing linkage. So just give that all a once over. And I got new seals for the rocker shaft for the hydraulic lift arms. So, and then start on the all the hydraulic valves, putting new O-rings and getting those all cleaned up and get those back on. So, more to come. Thank you for watching.